So Kingdom Hearts 4 is a thing now apparently, and with the announcement trailer we saw a very slight hint that we may be getting a Star Wars world in Kingdom Hearts 4, which is pretty insane. This has got me thinking of what other worlds could they possibly add to this game. I mean, how could you possibly hope to top the absolute icon Remy the Rat being in Kingdom Hearts 3? They can't. But they sure can try! Also, my dad works at Kingdom Hearts, so everything in this video will be in the game. Please don't ask me any questions. Now, if they're adding a Star Wars world, then I think it would only make sense that they would add a Marvel world too. I mean, just think of the possibilities here, people. Sora versus Thanos, Goofy versus Ultron, Donald Duck versus Howard Duck. I mean, come on! Now the question is if they would try to make the world set in the MCU timeline, which I mean I would find totally hilarious, as that would mean that Sora, Donald, Goofy are technically canon to the MCU. My ideal setup for the world would probably having it take place during the battle in New York in Avengers 1, or having it take place against the final battle against Thanos in Avengers Endgame. Just imagine that instead of Captain Marvel finding Tony and Nebula in space, it was Sora and the gang of the Gummy Ship. Now that would be cool. Just please don't have Hulk teach Sora to dab, I don't need that in my life. The next one I want to see is Wreck-It Ralph. Now, if I'm being honest, the main reason I want this to be in the game is just that Sonic can tell Sora how the game world works. But I think that would be a cool mini-game hub similar to the Winnie the Pooh worlds. You could walk around the game terminal and enter some of the games in the arcade. There could be a Sugar Rush racing minigame that's just Mario Kart, the Bug Shooter game where Sora gets a gun and kills everyone in first person, and Fix-It Felix where you just use Kiraga in the building and win. Not to mention that Wreck-It Ralph was already summoned in Kingdom Hearts 3, so they're already cool with having him in the series, so why not do it? Now, this next one is very doubtful, but can we please get some love for the Disney TV shows? I'd be fine if even just one of them gets represented. There's just so much you could do with them. Just imagine fighting Bill Cipher during Weird Beginning in Gravity Falls, fighting off King Andreas at the core in Amphibia, have Donald train under Ida the Owl Lady in the Owl House, or even try to stop that dastardly fiend Doofenshmirtz with Perry the Platypus partner. The possibilities are endless! I know they probably just want to stick to the movies, and that's fine and all. If there's any chance that any one of these shows gets some sort of mention or whatever, I will be very happy. Now, we all know that Kingdom Hearts loves to give us a water level to explore whether we want to or not, and in my mind I see three choices: Finding Nemo, Moana, and Luca. I can't really think of any conflict that could arise in a Luca world, and I really don't want to play as Fish Sora, so I'm picking the Funny Crab movie. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like a lot of people didn't like the Pirates World in 3, which I'm not really sure why, aside from the crab hunting, because that was easily one of my favorite worlds in the game. I think a Moana world could have a very similar vibe, going from one island to another all Wind Waker style, and traveling with Moana and Dwayne Johnson by your side. And can you just imagine a boss fight against Tamatoa? Now that would be truly epic. For my last hope for a new world to explore, I'd like to look outside of Disney, and into more of Square Enix's properties. It's no secret that recently Kingdom Hearts has been a little lacking on the Final Fantasy reputation the series was built upon since the beginning, so wouldn't it be cool to have an entire world dedicated to it? It would most likely be based on 7, which if it is, you won't hear me complaining. It's also important to note that at the end of KH4 we can see what looks like Shibuya from World Ends With You, which is already crossed over with Kingdom Hearts and Dream Drop Distance. However, the reveal trailer for KH4 shows Sora in a more realistic setting with the characters calling to place there in the Quadratum, so a little skeptical if they're actually going to be a appearance of the World Ends With You characters or whatever. But one other Square Enix property they could use if they for some reason don't want to use Final Fantasy is Dragon Quest. I know it would be more realistic for them just to stick with Final Fantasy, but hey, this is my video, I can do what I want! And that's pretty much all the worlds I've been hoping for in Kingdom Hearts 4. I'd be open to being pleasantly surprised by something I didn't add, but as far as it goes, these are my hopes. But hey, what are your hopes? And remember, all opinions are valid, except if you want a Bug's Life world, then I don't think we could be friends, sorry. Other than that, see ya!